Good morning, is it from Zetster's Lab? Well, I was sitting outside. It's a glorious day. I was drinking my coffee and I felt the urge to just come and create. No preconceived ideas, just creating something. And I thought, you know what, why not let you join me? So here I am. And yesterday I was doing another painting and there was some ink left and stuff, and my next page was very dirty, so I thought, you know what, let me just add a layer. So at that stage I didn't have water, so I just used my coffee. So this is just a watery coffee layer, and these marks were left over from my previous painting, the one I did yesterday. So what is intuitive art? I absolutely have no idea, but I've started just doing art without any preconceived idea of the end result. So here I am. As they say, I read up about intuitive art, and it's something like you go with your intuition and you just create without any judgment. And that is actually exactly what I thought it was. You know, as I say, going with the flow of the life in you. You just go and you just play and you just do and you just enjoy the process. And then voila, at the end, let's see what's gonna emerge. So this is my first layer. I've got my inks. I just feel like wetting the paper a little bit, so I've got this little thing filled with water, so I'm just spraying it on. Then I'm gonna take my ink. As I said, I've got absolutely no idea what I want to do. I'm just going for it, and don't know, I think I'm gonna, will I go for some flowers this morning? Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Flowers in a pot. So what I do then, I just add some dark places. I'm just gonna see where this is gonna lead. Splatter some things on. Then I love my aqua pencils, watercolor pencils, just for making marks, not thinking. Just making marks. I'm not even looking at the colors. I'm just randomly making marks. Let's go for, I need my pencil sharpener. I don't have my pencil sharpener. I don't know what that is. So I'm gonna wet these a little bit. Just make them a little bit more flowy. And then I'm gonna go. Yesterday, as I was creating another painting, I started tearing this old jelly plate print, and I didn't use it at the end. And I think, you know what, let me just use that. So as I say, I am really not gonna think. You see, I didn't see if this was open. And I'm working a little bit more faster because I really don't want to waste your time. But let's see, randomly I'm gonna put some glue on this thing, my watery artwork at this stage. I am once again using my little A4 book, art book that can take watercolors, acrylics. So that is what I'm using. So randomly I'm gonna add some paper. But look at this, this is really starting to come together and just, let's say this is gonna be my 3 flowers. Now I am really just gonna add some petals randomly around each part. As I say, don't overthink. This is not even what it's supposed to. It can become anything else. As you go, just do it because that's what I'm here now. I was just thinking of, oh, I just feel like sitting and just creating. That was all that I actually have the strength for this morning because I'm still feeling a little bit off. So I don't have the strength for anything else. So I am just gonna go for it, and I'm just making some flowers, whatever it may be, and I'm not really even tearing these papers any specific way. I am just going for it. And the awesome thing about these collage papers, they've got so many layers and colors. It is just gorgeous. It's not like when you tear something out of a magazine that you need different colors. This just work together so beautifully. As I say, my biggest frustration is this thing, not wanting to, because I need enough glue to do this. If you don't have enough glue, so what's very nice, if you put enough glue on a little piece next to you, a little plate thing. But going with the flow this morning was a little bit quick for me, so I did not plan anything at all. So look how beautiful it is. I am just gluing some white on as well, so that just gives you a little bit of white on your flowers. So I'm just gonna go for this. And some of you that saw my video of the flowers I did, my first collage flowers. This was a lot like this. This is all that I do. Oh, I love the collages where they actually cut it. They cut the pieces, and you use so many pieces, and it's gorgeous, but it's not me. I really, really, really have no desire to sit here and cut. For some of you, it will be amazing. It will be exactly what you're supposed to do. And once again, no condemnation, no judgment. We are all different. We all do things differently. We all enjoy different things. And there's just a little bit of green creeping in. I don't know where I found this. So, oh my goodness, look at this. This is actually coming along so beautifully. Look at that. But look at the pot. Isn't it gorgeous? That was just my ink. And there's my flowers. The background is the little bit of coffee. And this is it. So I've also got this print. So let's just add a couple of pieces there on top. For the background. And one thing that I've seen with these collage work, you tear them different sizes. That's now me. You tear them different shapes and different sizes because you don't want everything to look the same. So you make different shapes and sizes. What I've also found yesterday is I finished my painting and I made a sun. I'll show you later. And after a while I thought, you know what, I don't like the sun there. And then I've realized something. Just glue a piece of paper on, kind of the same as the background around the sun, and voila, there my sun. The challenge I had to cover that with, I used acrylic paints after that. So the problem I had with my sun now not blending in and not looking, I could salvage very easily by just adding some collages. So I always love when I collage or add some pieces of papers. I love to add some words. I just love little words peeping through, and I'm now adding it there to have a little bit of white on my pot. And there's a little piece of blue, so the blue and the white is just coming on. I'm just adding some more gold there. And remember, the gold is in the background, so just try to get some of your flowers over it again, or paint it. So there's just a piece of black that I'm putting there. now as the bottom top of my pot, just a little shading there. So you use your things. Oh well, I was not planning to do a flower collage showing you how to do that this morning, but look at this is now what's unfolding. And you know, the one thing of art that I am still learning, it's very, very personal. Very personal. So my art is going to be different than your art. And my art also differ, even though my same, you can see my style coming through. But my art also differed just because of how I feel. So this was just a little print I made. I think it was my lavender. Whoopsie. And I am just gonna stick it there. There's a little piece of a flower just creeping through there. I even did on a previous collage, I went and plucked some lavenders that I then just covered with ink and just pressed it onto my painting. Okay, this one must go actually around out of the pot and just go there. So remember the how I did the experiment where I used different techniques to recreate the same photo? I cannot tell you how much I've learned through that, because now what I'm actually doing here is I am just using lots of that techniques in one artwork. So I think they call that mixed media art, where you mix different mediums to create your artwork. So here you can see I found a purple, pieces of purple of my one jelly print, and I am now just randomly where I think my flowers needs a little bit more dark, I'm just adding this in. So there goes my little pieces of purple. So I'll show you now. And now once again, this goes, as I am gluing them, they are going over my background. So, because the flowers are in front. Now I also see this. Look, it is as if there's a flower petals there. So I am really just gonna tear it out, and then I am just gonna glue it on. And the more papers you glue on top of each other, the more depth and the more layers, just like in painting, your artwork and your flowers will be. Now I've got too much glue there. My glue is now in the wrongful place. I'm going to tear this a little bit smaller. So this is really intuitive art where you just create and just keep doing what you just feel like doing. No pressure, no care in the world of how it's gonna end up. So I'm now gonna stop gluing. So there you can see all my collage coming in there. So what I can do now is I can really take my pencils and just go over my flowers if you want to make it a little bit more, to stand out more. I'm now sommer, that's now on a very Afrikaans. I am just adding some blue, and I'm also not going strictly as the papers of the petals are. I am just randomly making petals. I'll show you now. A little bit too much glue there. So what I'm gonna do now, let me show you do you see the blue lines that's just around my flowers? My pot I just want to add some stripes to my pot. So randomly I am just doing this. Do I now want to do acrylics? But I love, so I'm gonna do the, oops, nearly in my coffee again. I'm just gonna apply some of this amber raw sienna. I've got it on my palette knife. I dipped it in water and just, it's quite close to my background, but it's actually gonna work better with a brush. So I'm very loosely, just to get this all together. You kind of want to bring it together. Once again, that's me. That's how I like doing it when I paint. So even though I put this raw sienna over here, you can still see my papers, but it's just bringing everything together. I keep it nice and flowy. I even go over this white paper. And this is how I usually bring my things together, if you call it like that, with one color that I just washed over everything, and it just even on the pot. And that piece that I was, now look at this, oh my goodness. Isn't this just amazing? I mean, nothing was planned. I really just wanted to sit and do something, and just look at this. Something emerged, was born, unfolded, call it whatever you want, without me having any preconceived ideas. So all I actually did was just obey the desire in me to just sit, just be still, just sit. And what a blessing that I can share this with you, because this is just so precious. So will I do anything more? I have got no idea, but I don't really think so. I love, for me to finish a painting off, I need to write my name. Just to finish it off. So there's my name. I wrote my name, and voila, all of a sudden, it's done. So we overcomplicate things a lot. We put so much judgment and pressure on us by judging our work, comparing it to others, because one thing, let me tell you, is very, very intimidating, is when you look at all these YouTube videos and you see all these amazing, amazing artworks, and you think, you know, really, why am I doing this? I can really just leave it. But that's not the point of art. Creating an art is not competition. It's, you do what you got to do in order to stay sane. It's not, it's a lifeline. It's not a, oh, let me do it, you know. It's, you gotta do it. If you want to become still and just be present and just find some peace and joy, and in the midst of everything that's going on in your world, in your mind, then this is a lifeline. And I'm not saying all of you should paint. There are so many different ways of creating. I use cloth to create beautiful clothes for me. For me, these things are beautiful, and that's what it's all about. I create things that makes me happy. So they are beautiful to me. I am excited about this artwork. To me, this is gorgeous. I love it because it came out of me. And that is what art is all about. It's not about competition. It's not about, oh, but now mine is not good enough. Or it's good enough whenever it makes you come alive or feel alive. So I'm now trying with this Sharpie to make the insides of my flowers a little bit more black, but it's not working, so I'm coming back to my pencils just to make a little bit of, and later I think I will use my little white pen to perhaps here and there just make a little mark. But as I said, this morning I'm still not 100% physically, don't feel 100%. So I was sitting here and I made breakfast and I watered the garden. And as I was sitting here with my coffee, I just felt this desire to just sit and just create anything. So, and now look at me. I've created this. I absolutely love it. I feel revived. I feel at ease, peaceful, in the midst of what's going on in my world, in life. So art is not just, oh, I gotta create this, and it's just, I do it because I need to do it, because this will bring out the abundant life in me. This will make me feel alive. This will provide me with what I need in this moment. Let's say I need healing. I will get healing by just becoming still and just being in the moment, just allowing the life in me to start flowing, to start doing what it wants to do, needs to do. All I need to get is out of the way. I can sit and feel sorry for myself. I can sit and worry about the future. I can sit and feel sorry for me because of my life is not turning out as I believe it should, or whatever. Or I can just become still in this moment and then allowing the abundant life in me to just start moving, flowing, so that all my needs can be met, because all my needs are already met, but it's met from my inside, from the life in me. So thank you that I can share my journey with you, that I can share creating this beautiful artwork with you. Who would have thought purple and red, and then I added a blue pencil and just make some marks and glued some papers can become this. Awesome. Love you lots. Is it from Zedster?